Hello again, friends. Lounge Lizard here with my first ever Delta Sky Club review, the Flagship Sky Club by Gate B18 in Atlanta. About 20% of all Sky Clubs are in Atlanta alone, featuring 9 Sky Clubs here. Access methods are too numerous to mention, so I'll add a link in the comments. I was able to gain access with my Delta boarding pass and AMEX Platinum Card. The first thing you'll notice is that this club is enormous, like 25,000 square feet enormous, like seating for about 400 enormous. Given Atlanta's status, bouncing between the top 3 busiest airports in the world, this amount of space is needed. The club is brightly lit with modern furnishings and beautiful artwork that nods to Atlanta. Food options are locally inspired and curated by acclaimed Atlanta chef Linton Hopkins, and the wine wall is curated by master sommelier Andrea Robinson. Seating options are plentiful here. You won't have a hard time finding an option you like. There are standard armchairs where it's comfortable to eat and work, productivity areas with rolling office chairs along the walls to focus on getting work done, and tall-sided 2-person seating pods for relaxing and privacy. Power is everywhere here. That's not hyperbole. My friend and I checked every seat for power, and we were only able to find 4 seats in this 25,000 square foot space that did not have power access. Delta even hides power under these small round tables. Have a look yourself. Delta has the only self-serve hot food buffet that I've seen operating since the pandemic started. If you know of another hot self-serve operating buffet out there, let me know in the comments. The hot food choices were excellent and the buffet layout is very smart. Since this is their busiest club, there are 2 sides to the buffet and staff can replenish the food from the opposite side of guests, which avoids congestion when you have dozens of travelers lining up for food. The macaroni and chicken thighs were hearty and delicious. Healthy options are available as well. The bar has a clever feature where, to save everyone time, all of the complimentary and paid options are on this very large menu, so bartenders don't have to have the same conversation of, "What do you have?" and "Oh, I didn't know that was not complimentary," hundreds of times a day. There are also these wine tasting machines at the far end of the bar that are empty right now, but it looks like this is an idea borrowed from the Centurion Lounge and SFO, and I would love to come back once these are operating to get a taste of some of the wines in their wine tasting machines. All of the coffee and self-serve Coke machines were working, and there's a second mini buffet with sandwiches and some sweet snacks on the north side of the club. To start, bar access, 4 out of 5 vodka sodas. It's a little bit further back and you do have to take an elevator up to this club. Once you're in though, the bar is very centrally located. Power availability, 5 out of 5. It's the best power availability I have seen in any club that I have reviewed so far. Seat comfort, 5 out of 5. There's so many different types of seat that it will be very difficult for you to find a seat that you don't like based on what you're trying to accomplish during your time in the club. Hot food is 4 out of 5. There are plenty of options available, and it looks like Delta, out of all the clubs I've seen, is really the first to return to a hot self-serve food buffet option out there. Good food, 4 out of 5. Wi-Fi speeds, 4 out of 5 vodka sodas. Very respectable speed. It was 96 megabits down when I was there, and the club was really crowded, so it's a very impressive score to have in a lounge. Ambience is 4 out of 5. Really modern furnishings, modern appointments, everything is comfortable in there. You still have to compete with the fact of there's just a lot of people in one giant box that is this club. There's not too much division of the space where you feel like you can find a little nook or corner to go into that's a little bit more private. It's very open there. Cushy Amenities, 1 out of 5. This is one thing that this space is missing. There aren't showers. There's really not a lot that is unique or standout or cushy in terms of these amenities. They're pretty standard, but done very, very well. Value, 5 out of 5. Based on your access level, you'll have no issue being able to get a really good value out of food and drinks here versus getting something in the airport terminal, which gives this club a score of 32 out of 40, which to date is the second highest rating I have assigned for a club. So let me know what you think in the comments. Did anything surprise you? Would you stop by? Have you been here? Were you equally as impressed as I was? Let me know, and as always, thank you so much for watching.